Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Asian Psycho, and we are back for the second episode for the ETA playlist, chapter number 28, featuring the UMP family. And this time, we're going to be headed into a game on Dredge against the clan West Coast Killers. I just joined this game by random, and I just saw a bunch of West Coast Killers guys, and I thought, hey, maybe it'd be cool to play with them a little bit. So I just jumped into their game. I do get rage kicked, but the way that I get rage kicked is kind of peculiar. I don't understand how, but I'll explain what happens in this game after we get over the UMP45 review. But anyways, let's get started on the UMP45. So the only statistical change that the UMP45 offers over the original UMP is that it offers it has a few changes, but overall it's not too significant. You're not missing out on much if you don't have the UMP45 anyway. The UMP45 does offer a higher damage statistic, just by 1 point, so it has a 38 damage, which makes it on par with the M249 Para that I have reviewed just recently before. But this 1 point increase in damage is more significant than you think. Upon comparing my performance with the UMP and the UMP45, the UMP is technically only 1 point weaker than the UMP45, and you might think, well, it's just 1 point. It's not like it's like 3 points or more, so it's not that significant, right? Well, it impacts your performance more than you might think. Well, at least it does for me, because UMP45 I feel has more stopping power. More people fall more quickly because the UMP45 is capable of dealing more damage. I don't understand how, and I haven't really done extensive testing like in private matches on people who are willing to take a few shots from me, so I can see it's just exactly what the damage difference between the original UMP and the UMP45 are. But I'm fairly certain that the UMP45's damage increase is much more significant than most people do believe. So I don't really have anything to prove that at the moment, other than Nexon's stats on the Common Arms Arsenal page. But I'm pretty sure the UMP45 is pretty significantly more powerful, if that even makes sense in English, than the UMP. So there you go. All other stats are the same. All the mechanics of the UMP45 are identical to the UMP. And the funny thing is about the UMP45 is that the UMP45 is a little bit of a misnomer, because technically the GP standard variant of the UMP is already called the UMP45. Like, they both fire 45 caliber rounds, and I mean, me personally, I remember when they first released the UMP45, and I was like, wow, naming fail, Nexon. You just named this NX standard variant of this UMP that everyone loves basically the same thing. Like, why would you, like, come on now. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to realize that there's something wrong with your naming sense when you say in your description of the UMP that it fires 45 caliber rounds, and you release an NX standard variant that says UMP45. Isn't that the same thing? Anyways, my rant aside, the UMP45 does offer a forced ITECH scope, which I don't really mind. I sometimes use it, but because it's a submachine gun, I don't really use it all that often. And in all honesty, I would prefer the ACOG on the UMP, because it is a pretty accurate submachine gun over range. So if I had to choose a scope, I'd go with the ACOG. But the ITECH is no problem either. I don't mind it, because the submachine gun is meant for close range or middle range anyway. So the ITECH may serve its function in that sense. Also, the UMP45 has a slightly different look to it on one of the sides. I don't know what it is. Maybe some of you guys will be able to will know what I'm trying to talk about. But on the right side of the UMP45, I think there's some sort of weird pad on the side of the UMP45. I don't know what it is. The original UMP does not have this, but it's kind of a way to differentiate whether or not someone's using the UMP45 or just a regular UMP. Also, the last thing I want to cover about the UMP45 that's different from the original UMP is the fact that it does have a deeper muzzle noise, meaning that it makes a deeper kind of sound to it. So now it sounds like someone's grating something against sandpaper. I don't know. That's a really bad analogy, but it sounds deeper than the UMP. It's not as staticky. It sounds really deep. Anyways, so this game, I was, like I said before, I get rage kicked from this game, but the way that I was rage kicked is pretty weird. For some reason, in this game there was an E-mod, okay? So there was an E-mod, and normally you're not able to vote kick people if you're not the E-mod. But for whatever reason, someone on my team who was also from West Coast Killers vote kicks me. Like, you'll see pretty soon, coming up towards the end of this video, that you can see someone trying to vote kick me, and he wasn't even an E-mod. Because if he was, I would have been gone from this room immediately. So I don't know how he was able to do that. I do get rage kicked in the end, like people just vote kicked me, and I wasn't able to enter the game for the rest of the game. So I don't know what happened. It's just a funny thing. So see right there, he's trying to vote kick me, but then like, how are you supposed to vote kick when there's an E-mod? Anyways, guys, I was just pointing that one out. Thanks for watching, guys, and this has been the UMP45 review.